best practices, things to consider for site search, how to make it more effective, sell more, serve your customers better, and do things on your site. So first and foremost, big, obvious search box. Freddy, show us the search box. So people hide the search box. We see this all the time. They make it small, they make it hard to find, they make it look like something else, and we do not recommend that. People who use search across our customers in the aggregate, shoppers who use search will generate 3 times the revenue per shopping visits of shoppers who do not. So you do not want to make it difficult for people to want to use search. You want to make it easy for people to want to use search. Big box, indicators, put some words in there that say something like search, or type in your query here, or whatever you want. All of those things tend to work very well. This is also backed up by numbers. So Black Forest Decor, one of our customers, did they basically did an A/B split test, where what they did was they rejiggered their header to make the search bigger. And so they went from the situation you see at the top to the one you see at the bottom. Made it bigger, made it more obvious, put in this keyword item number, et cetera, prompt. Doing that increased revenue 84% per customer for Black Forest Decor in aggregate across the site. And so that's the kind of thing, that's the power of this, right? The people who use site search, they're mission-oriented, they're here to do something. You want to allow them to do the thing that they came here to do. Going back to Sports Authority, another best practice we recommend everybody uses is some flavor of what we call rich autocompletes. You saw an example of rich autocomplete this morning, you'll see more. But Justin alluded to some of the numbers. We see that conversion is much higher when rich autocomplete is available, and people who actually initiate a shopping trip by clicking on a product that's recommended in rich autocomplete have them like a order of magnitude greater propensity to purchase that product versus a product that they find another way. So just put anything in there, put shoe, and we'll see. So this is an example of a rich autocomplete kind of implementation. So that sort of thing, you really want to do that. People find these products, they get good recommendations, they get products, pictures, prices, find all of that stuff, click on that stuff, and they buy more when they do that. Moving on to the next one, please, Mighty Leaf. So one of the things that I like, if you scroll down just a little, Freddy, so this is a basic search. We searched on green tea, and what I like about Mighty Leaf is they just have a lot of the fundamentals of the things you want. Nice big images, prices, strike-throughs, right, where you're getting savings, so you see the old price, you see the new price. This is the stuff that motivates sales. Reviews, we heard how reviews are valuable in the morning. They've got them right there. And then sale tags, organic tags, new. If you get new inventory, give it a new tag. If you have things on sale, like I said, give it a sale tag. If you got something where time is running out, it's a time-limited thing, put a limited time tag. All of those things will motivate purchase. So you can build those right into your feed, have those show up in your search results. Also, you know, the out of stocks are there, the details are there, and a call to action. Add to my bag. So there's a real clear way to move ahead and click on that call to action. This is good fundamentals for how to run, and you think about how those things apply to you. If you have a visual product, especially if you're in the apparel industry, nice big visuals. Some of what we see that people do well is when you mouse over, have those blow up so you can really see the pictures. Right? Those are some of the basic fundamentals we recommend. Moving on. Next one. So what I like about Aeropostale here is I think you did a search for but you can just scroll up. Freddy did a search for hoodie. Notice how the search bar stays there. Keep scrolling, Freddy. Search bar is still on top. So that's a floating search bar, sits on top. And what's great about that is that there's always access to search. So sometimes people go in, they do searches, they don't find what they want. And if you've hidden the search bar, it's harder for them to go back, find it, return, do a new search, and try to zero in on what they're looking for. So by leaving that up there, it's very easy for people to continue to do that. Once again, floating search bars increase conversion. Next. So yarn.com, with search here was alpaca, if you can scroll down so we can see some of the results. What I like here is this is a specs-oriented product. So people who are buying yarn want to know things about the yarn, how you care for it, what's the weight, things along those lines. So they take those specifications and they reveal them right here in the search results. So it's very easy to find. So if you think about your business, like if you're in electronics or something like that, it's really good to get those specifications right here where people can see them, and it makes it easier for them to select. And then also those specifications become available over here on the left in the facets. So I can start to say, if I know these are the types of products I want, I can zero in using those specifications, and they're right there on the yarn.com. Next, please. So this is Dick Smith. This is one of our Australian customers. We do have customers around the world. So you see a lot of these things you would expect, the add to cart, the specs, the big picture. All of that is good. I want to call attention to this. So in this case, these guys are focused on click and collect, right? They're a bricks and mortar store. They want to be omni-channel, and so a lot of what they want is they want to be able to drive people to stores. So you can actually see which products are available to go in and buy in the store, and they've built that right into search results. If that's not available in the store, that won't be there. So they can go in and they actually know that that's part of the feed and that's part of what you can use. And then you can click on it that way and you can order something for in-store pickup. That'll take you directly through to an in-store pickup option. So if you are a bricks and mortar and you're thinking about how to fit these things together, click and collect is a good thing to include for sure. Bowdoin. Great results at Bowdoin. Bowdoin's a clothing retailer, as you know. Same kinds of things, prices, reviews, nice big pictures, all of that's really good. They also have really excellent facets. So I want to move over and look at the facets here. So facets are the word we use, refinements, for being able to click through into the specific things that you really want to find to refine down your search results. Sometimes people get a whole lot of results. Too much choice prevents purchase. So what you need to do is you need to help them narrow choice till they get to the point where they think they can make purchases. And strong facets are very good. You've got multiple facet selections. They zero down a variety of different things they can choose from. They've got age, they've got size, they've got color, they've got manufacturer, they've got other things. So think about strong facets and what sort of information you would need in your facets. We'll talk a little bit about facets. We've got some more information on that. In fact, let's go to the next one. Let's go to Weissman Costumes. So Weissman Costumes here. Scroll down, please. Can we do a search? Let's search on ballet. So when we get to Weissman Costumes, I forgot to put that search in. That was my fault. I spelled that right? Yes, that's correct. So what I like about this in particular, we've got the facets by color, and it's just the nice pictures of colors here. Click on the purple one for me, would you? And when we do this, when we choose a facet by color, they're showing us, let's just do one color. It's easier to understand, okay? We picked on purple. They're showing us purple images. Now, we heard this morning. This particular ballet costume is available in all these colors. But the one they're showing us is the color we chose. Because if I want to buy a purple costume, I want to see a purple costume, right? So you don't want to cut the corners on these things. You want to make sure that you're showing the results that match the search or the facet or the thing that's been chosen. When you have multiple images, use the image that is best for the situation. Next, please, Freddy. Another one I love. This is Appliances Online. This is one of our customers in Australia. And in this case, we've searched for a freezer. So we've got a bunch of freezers. Now, let's say I've got these wonderful facets over here, right, where we can actually change by things like the dimensions that I can fit my freezer into. So Freddy just pulls the slider across. He wants to get this down to 500 not 500 millimeters, okay, maybe. And then you see the products that actually fit inside of that available width. So the sliders right there are very nicely done. I think that's down to the minimum at that point. And then it actually rejiggers and only shows you the products that fit within that. So that they can measure based on dimensions, because dimensions is one of the things that really matters when you're buying an appliance. Let's look at snow and rock. So those are some of the kind of advanced refinements thing. What I like about snow and rock, if you'll scroll down more for me, Freddy, I showed you the floating search bar earlier. Now we have floating refinements. So as Freddy scrolls down, the refinements will move to keep with us. So again, if I'm moving through a lot of search options, I'm always reminded that I can choose a color, a manufacturer, a size, or whatever it is there on the left, because those refinements just stay with me and float as I move. And by doing that, by keeping it in their field of vision, there is more usage. More usage, get refined down more closely, get refined down more closely, find a product, buy.
And Tim, this is great if you have infinite scroll.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Show infinite scroll. So as Freddy gets down to the bottom, more products automatically populate. And that means they don't hit an end point where they have to now hit a next button to move on to the next set. And it sounds silly because we all know we could hit a next button and move to the next set. But infinite scroll gets more usage. Infinite scroll sells more. It just does. All right, King Arthur Flower. So that's it for basic search results, basic refinements. We have a lot of customers who are doing good things with integrating additional kinds of information into their search. So you do a lot of us now are investing in content, we're investing in social media, we're investing in original content, video, all of these things. This can require your time, your money, your agency time, and what happens is oftentimes where you need these things the most in your path to purchase is where these things are not available. So some of our customers are pulling them in and using search to do that. King Arthur Flour, a great example. King Arthur Flour sells baking supplies and baked goods and cooking things and stuff like that. So what do we see here? We've got products. We searched for bread. Search is bread. 260 products for bread, and it's flour and pans and things like that. But they also have recipes. So there's more than 1,000 recipes for bread. So I can go here and I can find recipes, and when I find a recipe, then guess what? I can also find the things I need to bake that bread, and then I can buy those things from where? King Arthur Flour. So by pulling this non-product content in, they actually have much more stickiness. They become a destination, and all of that is integrated directly into search. So all of that content is sitting right there in search. They also have their blogs.
Yeah, another great thing here is that you could actually pull in certain filters for that given non-product content. So if you want to see something that's just dairy-free or gluten-free recipe.
So go ahead, why don't you pick one of those? So there we go. So now we have gluten-free bread options. And there's a recipes. Go ahead and click back on products, and now you have options there as well. So you got a different set of facets that you can use in the different places that you are. Where were we? So non-product content. Let's move on to, so this is the National Academy of Sports Medicine. So this is interesting because it's not like a classic buy a good, ship a good kind of thing. Instead, they're selling classes and training and certifications and things like that. And so once again, I can go in and I can buy a training course or a certification, but I also have a whole bunch of other information available to me, right? So we have Facebook posts and Instagram posts and videos, and all of this information is there so that they take their community outreach and their what do I want to say, their expertise that they have in the world, and they bring it all into the particular place where the shopper is when the shopper is in a searching and buying mode. Let's do one more example of rich product content. Let's talk about Andersen Windows and Doors. Andersen Windows and Doors. Do me a favor. Let's start this one from scratch. Clear out the search yet and start typing in French doors. Let's get some French doors, Freddy. Okay, stop. So you see Rich Autocomplete. We've got French doors. We've got suggestions, arc glass, Francois Dwight, French doors, screens for French doors, etc. We also have suggested products, and we have non-product content. So in the case of Andersen Doors and Windows, what they're doing is their stuff all needs to be installed. So it's very specification heavy, it's very knowledge heavy. So they have lots of instructions and specs and things along those lines, and they actually bring those right into their initial results, right here in Rich Autocomplete before we go any further. Let's go ahead and search on French doors. So now when we get here and we get results, we've got products. I've got 6. So there are 6 sets of French doors I can buy, but I also have support documents. Scroll it for me, please. I also have support documents, technical documents, showcase. So this is all of the surrounding information. Look, for 6 products, we have 137 technical documents. Click on showcase for me, Freddy. And showcase, this is super cool because I want to know how these things work. You want to pick one of those, please? I want to see how these actually work. So we've got these nice, big, gorgeous pictures of, wow, that's what the real French doors really look like installed in my home. So these people have thought cleverly about how do I take product content other than a listing, and put it into the e-commerce process. so that I can help people with the information they need to arrive at a decision and make a purchase. And that's really the point I'm trying to make with these 3 examples. Now, while we're here, why don't we go to the store finder? So the other thing that Anderson Doors and Windows does that's cool is they actually have this map integrated store finder where, depending on the kinds of products I want to buy, one of the things I can do is I can find out where those individual kinds of products are available. So that's tying in, again, into the physical, omni-channel, brick-and-mortar aspects of thing. I take search on my website, and I use that to be an asset for my stores and sales in my stores. Now, shall we look at Harrods Estates? So a great example of this is Harrods Estates. This is one of our customers in England. And what they do is, let's say they happen to use us to help you search if you want to buy a flat or rent a flat. So we want to rent a nice flat in Chelsea. And let's see, over 10 million pounds, that's a little expensive for me. Let's do something under 2 million pounds. We'll see if there actually are any. So we've got these results. But if you want to click on the map for me, Freddy, what's neat is this is also integrated in with the map. So I can see those are the flats that are available in that area in London that meet the criteria that I set down. And it's only 2 million pounds, so there's not very many of them. It is London. But it's a great way to integrate all of this. Now, how does this apply to me as a bricks and mortar retailer? Well, let's look at the next one. Let's look at our Brazilian site. Okay, so Pau de Sar. So this is a Brazilian customer we have, and unfortunately, I can't get in and do it. But if I'm logged into my account, one of the things that's in my account is my address. And what will happen is when I search for products, it will actually only show me the products that are available in my local store. So I can go in, and what's happening is the search results on the websites are tied back to store inventory and store availability, so that I can actually go, and now I can go into a store and buy and have confidence that that product is there. And what they don't want to do is they don't want to show someone a product that they can't go down to their local store and buy. So all great ways that you can use geolocation information to integrate your bricks and mortar effort and your online effort into a single, more effective omni-channel effort.
And another cool thing is when you go to the actual grocery stores, you guys go with a shopping list, right? You're not shopping for one product at a time, making multiple trips. So one of the cool things we built out for these guys is actual shopping list. Type in the items that you want on here and search itself.
Buscar, yes.
Buscar, and then they all come up. So any product that you input here, whether it be sugar or I think it's Supreme, Delicia, they're all showing up. So if you have a shopping list, it's generating multiple searches in one page.
Yeah. So that starts to move into the world of product finders, and we heard about this morning as well. But let's look at a couple product finders. This is another neat thing that people do. Well, basically what product finder is you build an interface that's driving searches in the back, but it puts the interface in terms that's easier for somebody to understand. So essentially you're asking someone some questions. So like in this case, Freddy, why don't we search for a plant? This is Thompson & Morgan, one of our customers in the UK.
So do flowers and red.
Okay, so flowers, borders, red you picked. And so now Freddy picked a couple selections, and as you see here, we get results that all match the selections that Freddy selected. So what happens is that drives a search in the back end, and this thing comes up. But it's phrased in terms that makes it easier for the shopper to figure out what questions that they're being asked. Why don't we go to Title IX? Or go to the next one, Marketex, fine. So Marketex, same kind of thing. Marketex sells cables. So we've got a cable selector. Cables are complicated. How do I know which kind of cable I want? So we ask them the specific questions they need. They answer those questions, and then it zeroes down to products that meet their specs so that someone can order a cable that's the right product, get it, and it works. Lower returns, more sales, happier customers.
And the cool thing about this one is as you're selecting on top, products on the bottom are actually refining down. So if I just hit reset, you see it starts out with everything, all the cables they currently have available. And if I select a given cable, let's just say I want an audio adapter, it went from 160,000 down to 173 automatically. So you keep selecting, or you have the option just to scroll down.
Very good. let's look at Title IX. So Title IX took a different approach. This is the Title IX bra genie, and I think we had some fun with this last year. So if we go ahead and get started, we can actually pick out a bra. So what do you think I am? Let's say I'm
gonna go with
40.
A 44.
Go with a 40B, 44. We'll be generous. We'll be nice to me. All right, next question. And so, oh, geez, I'm going to go right in the middle on that one, I think. And so, which type of separation or compression? I'd say either works for me. Let's say either works. Okay, full-on lockdown? You got it. I don't sweat. I'm fine in that one. And let's see. Oh, how do I feel about wires? Only underwire.
Like
Fair
wires.
enough, Freddy. Modesty level, not my problem. Okay, and so now, boom, we will actually see a set of bras that meet those requirements. So it's a different way to help people find the products that they're looking to find without having them know what questions they're supposed to be answers or what queries they're supposed to be putting in. And all of that drives a search in the back. So you go through the interface, and then a search is driven, and the results come up. Let's look at one more example of that. Let's go to Marco Promotional. This is cool. So this Marco Promotional, B2B company, business, sells promotional products, like the kind of stuff that you would find in an event like this. So let's say we wanted to buy a notebook. We're going to give away notebooks. Okay? So we search on notebook, and now what happens is these refinements become available where I can actually choose. So pick a, there we go. So I can actually choose something. $1 to $2 is fine. And then if you click down category, you'll see that these are the categories. And these are only things that have products that fit the requirements we've already picked. So if you drop that, these colors are available because they fit the other requirements that we have. And then those quantities are only the quantities that fit within this set of, yeah, 75 is good, within the set of requirements. And then at the end, when we search, we see a set of products. I think you can leave that blank, but that's all right. When we search, we see a set of products that only meet those requirements. And the more I drop down those boxes, the only options that are left are the options that are still actually options for me. So I won't get a no result search. So now I've found a set of notebooks that meet my requirements, my price, my color, et cetera, and I'm able to move forward and choose a product that I want to buy. So different examples of how people use product selectors to help shoppers with difficult purchase decisions get down to the point where they can find a product to use. All right, so let's talk a little bit about natural search. So the last thing, we're running short on time, is there's a couple things to think about that are best practice we recommend. So natural search products. The first one is Charlie has searched for Pinot glass. He wants a glass for Pinot Noir. And the first result we see here is from someone called Wine Enthusiast. Now, Wine Enthusiast, this is a natural page. This is Wine Enthusiast. Go ahead and click on it. This is Wine Enthusiast's own result page, and it does well for SEO, and they come up on top of the phrase Pinot glass, which is wonderful. But they have a challenge, which is that the product, when Google finds multiple what it considers to be similar pages, it will only choose one of those pages to display. Now, this presents a challenge for online retailers because oftentimes we have many products that are very similar. So in the case of wine glasses, you might have a whole bunch of wine glasses. And Google's going to pick one of your wine glasses, and the rest of your wine glasses are like they don't exist. Now, for wine enthusiasts, this is bad because this particular wine glass here maybe isn't the wine glass that people are most likely to purchase. It's just the wine glass that Google is most likely to present. So Wine Enthusiast is using something we call dynamic product banners. And what that is these 5 product selections here at the top are dynamically chosen. And they change. And we might do another search, and it might be the time where one of these moves or shifts. And they're constantly currently chosen to be the 5 products that someone is most likely to select when they originally wind up looking at this particular product. So what they do is they bubble up the products that people are really inclined to buy, and they make those available right at the top on this particular landing page, which is the one that Google, through no control of Wine Enthusiast, chose to display. And what it does is it gives them more kicks at a can, right? It gives them more opportunity to connect somebody with a product they're really likely to buy. So then another thing, yes, and then be sure to ask us to get on your email list. And then, so the next one, why don't you pick one of these, whichever one you prefer, Freddy. They're all good examples.
All right, let's go with this one.
Okay, so here, Freddy has searched, before you go on, Freddy has searched on the phrase floating rubber duck. And so the top organic search after these paid searches and these pictures of ducks is here from US Toy. Upright floating rubber duck, US Toy. So, and above Century Novelty and above eBay. So that's pretty good. And when you get there, you come to a nice floating rubber duck page. And this is using Site Champion, which you heard referenced this morning. And it's another thing, it's a best practice we recommend. In this case, how Site Champion works is it finds the real search terms that people use on websites. So in this case, it's located this term, upright floating rubber duck. And this is actually discovered by the system automatically when searchers on the site put those words in. So what happens is your search box winds up being a good unprompted natural language input area where people can communicate in their own language what they're looking for. What it does is the software automatically identified this as a long tail search term, and it populates this page with all kinds of, I'm looking for my laser pointer, with all kinds of SEO-friendly information. I don't have the laser pointer, but I have my hand. So for instance, the URL says upright floating rubber duck. The title that you can't see because it's too small says upright floating rubber duck. We have it in the headline. We have it in the cookie crumbs. We have it all in the content. And all of this content is pulled out of the actual product descriptions, has words like float and upright and duck. And these products are the products that people are most likely to buy when they put in these terms, floating rubber duck, because we see that too. So what this winds up being is this winds up being a commerce-friendly, human-friendly, SEO-friendly page for a long-tail term that is automatically discovered and generated by the computer, by software, with no human intervention whatsoever. And so this gives them a chance to do a good job on these long-tail terms and get a chance to sell somebody a product that otherwise they never in a million years would have been able to SEO for.
Right.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Site Champion is that it uses natural language from the search box itself. Quick little story here, I know we're running short on time, but I was looking for a refrigerator that's 36 inches. Me and my wife went down to the store, bought a 36-inch fridge, had a 37-inch opening. We brought the fridge home. Guess what? Didn't fit because my window sticks out a little bit too much to get it in there. So I was like, okay, we measured again. We said, okay, we need a 33-inch stainless steel refrigerator. So I said, okay, well, let's Google it. Make it easy. So I went ahead and Googled 33 stainless refrigerator, and I looked at all the results. And I'm like, oh, well, these are the top competitors at the bottom. And I actually saw the very top organic listing, non-paid, is actually from US Appliance, from one of our clients, that's outranking some of these big guys down here.
Right.
So I clicked through it, saw everything they have available for
Second
33
result
inch
is Home Depot.
Stainless steel.
Right.
And we eventually bought one once this loads.
Yeah. Eventually when this starts. So there's lots and lots of examples, and it's great, such a great example. 33-inch stainless refrigerator, right? It's a long tail term. You're never going to go and try to get that. Upright floating rubber duck. And these are the phrases that you can start to capture if you're doing this with software automatically that you wouldn't be able to do anywhere else. And we're 5 minutes over, but I think we started a couple minutes late, so we're 3 minutes over. So that's it. That's like 26, 25 sites in 35 minutes, so not so bad. Any questions? Comments? Yeah. So the question is, what do you do with non-product content? The question is, does it have to live on the website? It does not have to. So for instance, in the case of King Arthur Flour, it does. In the case of Anderson Windows, it does. But what a lot of these people do is they're pulling information that's coming from other places. They have YouTube videos, and those videos are just on YouTube. They have blogs, they're on their blog post site. They have Facebook posts, they're on their Facebook site. So that absolutely can live other places. And what we can do is we can discover and crawl that stuff automatically. So if we know what it is, our system can go and find. So you put up a new video on YouTube, And that gets automatically found by the system and starts showing up in search results, and nobody has to go and manually enter that into a database of videos, if that makes sense. Other questions? In the back.
Any examples of SLI mobile?
Oh, and we forgot to show T-Collection. Let's go back. What a great, thank you for that. We forgot one. We also had a picture. Because it's not mobile here, we took screen caps. But absolutely. So mobile, there's a lot of good stuff going on with mobile. Oh, this is so weird. So this is a great example of a mobile site. So I just put some in. If I went to tcollection.com on a desktop, it would look like any other desktop online shopping experience. But when I come here, I get an entirely different experience, right? This is not an M.dot. This is just, it's taking me to this automatically. And what are a couple things that are good, right? What's different about mobile? Small screen, slower load times, very imprecise pointing devices. And so what you need to do, and very mission-oriented shoppers. Shoppers are who are here to get a thing done. So what you have to do is you have to actually construct a different experience. What do they do that's right here? Big, obvious search box. Search is much more used by mobile users on a per capita basis, and it's more important when they do use it. Easy navigation that's very graphical and easy to see. Excuse me. When I do a search, now I get good navigable results, and I have filters. So I can drop down these filters in order to quickly get down to the point where I find a product where I can actually buy something. So we recommend mobile for sure. Show of hands, who's heard of Mobilegeddon? Okay, boy, I would hope it would be every hand in the room. So Google earlier this year announced basically that if you don't have a mobile-friendly site, when people come and they search for your site on a mobile device, you'll be severely penalized. Now, you've always been penalized a little, but as of about April, you're penalized a whole bunch. So it really matters if you have any mobile traffic, and I would be amazed if you don't, that you have a mobile-friendly site. So you really need to do this, and Google actually has a tool, and we can help you. It's not in the slide deck, but we can talk to you about it afterwards. They have a tool where you can go in and you can give it your site, and it will come back and it will give you a mobile rating. And you need to get a green excellent rating, and if you don't get a green excellent rating, you're going to be hurt. So that's a very important thing, and they're looking for things like big fonts, easy navigation, large enough buttons that you can click with your hands. That's the kinds of things they're looking for. So mobile is very important. You've got to have mobile optimized. You can do it with responsive. You can do it with a special M.dot site, but it's got to be one or the other. Anything else? All right, guys. Thank you very much.